The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
This is Denise Nostrom, CEO and founder of Diversified Financial Solutions. Now more than ever, investment advice is needed. Not just where best to invest your money, but why. Are you investing for your future retirement? Are you retired and looking to maximize your income? Are you maximizing your income and concerned with leaving money for your loved ones? Are you investing for your retirement at the same time saving for your children's education and at the same time saving to buy another home? Are the markets in line with your goals? Are your goals ever changing? Please contact me at 631-758-8691. That's 631-758-8691, or visit us at diversifiedfinancial.biz. For over 25 years, I have been helping individuals, families, and business owners navigate through all market conditions with only one goal in mind, my clients. Visit me at diversifiedfinancial.biz or call Denise Nostrom, founder of Diversified Financial Solutions, at 631-758-8691. That's 631-758-8691 for a conversation about my most important client, you. Hello, how are we doing? Long Island, happy 4th of July. I hope you are doing well and enjoying the start to this long weekend. I love that Independence Day is on a Friday this year. The middle of the week stuff is just not good. Thank you for tuning in to the Financial Chick Show today, whether you are home, traveling, or maybe on your boat. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in. I know many of you are off today, but I want to give a shout out to all those that cannot be off today for the holiday. People that are in law enforcement, healthcare workers, grocery store workers, gas station workers, and all those that must keep the ball rolling in whatever field that they're in. Thank you for doing what you do, because without you, we would have some serious problems. So I am your host, Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions. Your financial chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. If you want to learn more about me and my firm, check out the website at financialchickshow.com. Also on Facebook at Diversified Financial Solutions. So like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So today we're going to keep it fairly light and airy. We're going to talk a bit about 4th of July and its origins, and then we're going to have a mid-year financial checkup. Yes, the year is halfway over. I can't believe it. It was just Memorial Day. Actually, it was just New Year's Eve, I feel. But Memorial Day, and now, boom, here we are, 4th of July. So we just finished the second quarter of the year. Yes, as a financial advisor, I live my life by quarters. So stay tuned for some good information to make sure you are on track to make 2025 a great year. So let's talk a little bit about the 4th of July and some origins. I love to do this because it's kind of, we forget about things that has gone on, and it's just kind of a good refresher, But the 4th of July, which is also known as Independence Day, has been a federal holiday in the United States since 1941. But the tradition of Independence Day celebrations goes back to the 18th century and the American Revolution. On July 2nd, 1776, the Continental Congress voted in favor of independence, and 2 days later, delegates from the 13 colonies adopted the Declaration of Independence, a historic document drafted by Thomas Jefferson. From 1776 to present day, July 4th has been celebrated as the birth of American independence, with festivities ranging from fireworks, parades, and concerts to more casual family gatherings and barbecues. So hopefully you're all enjoying that today, because today is the day. When the initial battles in the Revolutionary War broke out in April of 1775, few colonists desired complete independence from Great Britain, and those who did were considered radical. Like, that was just not something that they wanted to do. Like, how could we do this? Let's stay the way we always stay. But by the middle of the following year, however, many more colonists had come in favor of independence, thanks to the growing hostility against Britain and the spread of revolutionary sentiments, such as those expressed by best-selling pamphlet Common Sense, published by Thomas Paine in early 1776. So on June 7th, when the Continental Congress met at Pennsylvania State House, later Independence Hall, in Philadelphia, the Virginia delegate Richard Henry Lee introduced a motion calling for the colony's independence. So amid heated debate, things never change, Congress postponed the vote on Lee's resolution, but appointed a 5-man committee, including Thomas Jefferson of Virginia, John Adams of Massachusetts, Roger Sherman of Connecticut, Benjamin Franklin of Pennsylvania, and Robert R. Livingston of New York, to draft a formal statement justifying the break with Great Britain. So on July 2nd, the Continental Congress voted in favor of Lee's resolution for independence in a near unanimous vote. The New York, which is really sad, but the New York delegation abstained, but later voted affirmatively. So on that day, John Adams wrote to his wife, Abigail, that July 2nd will be celebrated by succeeding generations. So he wanted it on July 2nd, but July 4th became the day that the Continental Congress formally adopted the Declaration of Independence, which had been written largely by Jefferson. Though the vote for actual independence took place on July 2nd, from then on the 4th, like I said, became the day that we celebrate. So just a fun fact, as you know that John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both died on July 4th in 1826, which was the 50th anniversary of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence. And then we had our third president who actually died on July 4th, but that was in 1831, and that was James Monroe. So very interesting data. So in pre-revolutionary years, colonists had held annual celebrations of the King's birthday. Now, this is before Independence Day, which traditionally included the ringing of bells, bonfires, processions, and speech making. By contrast, during the summer of 1776, post 4th of July, some colonists celebrated the birth of independence by holding mock funerals, yikes, for King George III as a way of symbolizing the end of the monarchy, hold on America, and the triumph of liberty. So yes, we got rid of our king. Could you imagine? Interesting. So the first fireworks were used as early as 200 BC, because now we know it's like synonymous, 4th of July and fireworks. The tradition of setting off fireworks on the 4th of July began actually in Philadelphia on July 4th in 1777 during the first organized celebration of Independence Day. So it took like 2 years to start the parties, right? The ship's cannons fired 13-gun salute in honor of the 13 colonies. So that was pretty neat. So the tradition of patriotic celebration became even more widespread after the War of 1812, in which the United States again faced Great Britain. So we were back in war. Again, it seems like, history just constantly keeps repeating itself. We don't learn. We just keep doing the same things over and over again. And, I don't want to say expecting different results. I mean, I think the results have been different, but, I don't know. We never learn. In 1870, the U.S. Congress made July 4th a federal holiday. In 1941 was when that it actually came to be. I'm sorry. Let me run that again. In 1870, the U.S. Congress made July 4th a federal holiday, but in 1941, the provision was expanded to grant a paid holiday to all federal employees. So in 1870, holiday, but now we all are off, or for most of us are off on a paid holiday since 1941. So we've been celebrating that. So over the years, the political importance of the holiday would decline, but Independence Day remains an important national holiday and a symbol of patriotism. So, it falls in the middle of summer. So the 4th of July has since the late 19th century become a major focus of leisure activities and a common occasion for family get-togethers, often involving fireworks and outdoor barbecues. The most common symbol of the holiday is the American flag, and a common musical accompaniment is the Star-Spangled Banner, the national anthem of the United States. And another fun fact is that New York City, which is no shocker, but has the biggest fireworks display, Macy's, and that's been something that's been ongoing for quite many years. I don't know when that actually started, but we definitely hold that as an honor here in New York. And so the brief the history of Independence Day with the text from the Declaration of Independence. So this is something that I'll read to you that kind of really pulls it all together. So we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. Now that's interesting because, again, we're the ones in charge, not them, but that's another story for another show. That whatever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Kind of poignant as to what is going on right now in the world and in our government, and how things are changing pretty quickly. Whether you like him or not, President Trump is definitely doing a lot of a lot of things. He's making some changes and really trying to get back that patriotism and really trying to make America great again. I know, but also really trying to make America patriotic again. And we saw the 250th parade for the Army, which I spoke about in another show, that there was just a few guys that were shop owners that got together to fight to actually get us to the 4th of July for our independence. And so it's kind of interesting. But next year, 2026, we celebrate the 250th anniversary of Independence Day. I am sure it's going to be a huge celebration, especially since we have a very patriotic president that loves our country. So I'm excited for that. So it's all upward and onward from here. So stay tuned after the break, because we are going to do a mid-year financial checkup. I know I'm the financial check. We should get some finance in here, right? Right. But, I think this stuff is important too. And I kind of do it because I love to learn more and reinforce the stuff that we should know. But stay tuned after the break. Welcome back. This is Denise Nostrom, the Financial Chick. My company's in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. I'm here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and I'm here to help you navigate all those changes. So today is 4th of July. So if you're still tuned in, thank you so much. I know the hamburgers and the hot dogs, and well, it might be a little bit too early for the fireworks, but I know all that's going down, and the fact that you took the time, I thank you for tuning in to the Financial Chick Show. So, like I said, we went from New Year's Eve, and then we shot to Memorial Day. Now we're at 4th of July, and the first half of the year is over already. And I just don't even know what to say about that. But what we're going to do to keep it on the financial side here, and it's a great time to do it because, like I said, the quarter just ended. So you're going to be getting your statement soon. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised because it's very interesting. Right now, I have clients coming in like, oh, how does it look? Have I lost a lot of money? Are my accounts down? And honestly, things have been going pretty well. So, like I said, I think you're going to be pretty happy with the way things look. But we also want to make sure that it's just not about the investments. And as a financial advisor, I love the investment part. I'm not going to lie, but there's so many other things that are important when we look at holistic financial planning that you want to have all the pieces of the puzzle pulled together. So we're going to do a mid-year financial checkup, 8 steps to stay on track with your goals. So it is hard to believe, like I said, that we're already halfway through. Whether you're laser focused on those financial goals or life has thrown you a few curves, it's a perfect time mid-year to just check it up and see what's going on. So just like a physical health checkup, reviewing your finances mid-year can help you change your course or correct your course and optimize your plans and finish the year really, really strong. So let's take a look at the first thing. So first thing is to revisit your financial goals. Have your goals changed since January? Whether you're working on building an emergency fund, paying off debt, saving for your kids' education, saving for a new home, whatever it is that you're looking to do, make sure that your goals are still there. Maybe things have changed. Are the goals realistic? Maybe, you said, well, as we're going through the year, things are a little bit different. Find out if you're on track. And if you're not, how do you get back on track? And, I just had a client recently, owned a business, for, 43 years and, things have changed. He wasn't ready to retire, but, things are changing a little bit in his life. So, we were going for another couple of years till retirement, and retirement may come sooner than it should, or could, or would. But, the bottom line is that that's part of it. When I work closely with my clients, we know that we're going a straight line, but sometimes we shoot off to the left or shoot off to the right. The thing is getting back on course. So if you know what your goals are, you got to get back on course and see if you're doing the things that you got to do and break down those larger goals into smaller, more manageable pieces. So that'll keep you motivated. You don't want to be like, I want to save, $10,000 a month. And again, exaggeration, but people sometimes do it really crazy and then you don't hit any of your goals, but do it where you may have 5 or 6 goals, start working toward one, almost like a snowball. Do the second one, the third one. But the biggest thing is reviewing your budget. Number 2, from inflation to lifestyle shifts, your budget may not reflect your current reality. Take a look at what you're spending over the past 6 months, or, go back, look at your credit card, see what you're spending. Are you spending more than you expected? Should you cut back or allocate some funds into other areas? Updating your budget regularly ensures that it supports your current income and priorities. So make sure what you have coming in, you're not spending more going out. That's a big problem, because obviously you're not going to hit any of your goals at that point. And there's ways to fix that. That's one thing we could do with our clients if you give us a call. Check in on your emergency fund. Unexpected expenses can drain your savings. If you tapped into your emergency fund recently, or a cash reserve, make a plan to rebuild it. Aim for 3 to 6 months worth of expenses in a dedicated account, and consider setting up automatic transfers to build it up over time. So this is something that people don't think about. Like, I want to put money in my 401k. I'm going to put money into this account. But, building up and having an adequate cash reserve is so important. You don't want to go to the credit card. You want to be able to, emergencies that happen, opportunities that come down the pike. You want to be able to have that money at your avail, that you don't have to mess up any of those goals. You don't want to take from the retirement accounts. I have people say, all they have is their retirement account, maybe a little bit in savings, and then something catastrophic happens. They're like, I have to take money out of my retirement. It's not something you want to do. Number 4, make most of your tax return. Did you receive a refund this year, or did you owe money? If you received a refund, consider putting that towards savings, or maybe paying off debt that you may have. If you owed money, it may be time to adjust your withholdings or estimated tax payments. You can look at your W-4 and make some adjustments. We can help you do that. So now, you may be paying a little bit more into your taxes, so you don't have to pay at the end of the year. Or if you're getting a huge return, which is a no-no, then we move it the other way. So you get more money every month, so you can save those toward those goals. And don't forget putting money into your retirement plan. That helps too. Evaluate debt and credit health. How are you managing your debt right now? If balances are increasing or payments are becoming stressful, it's time to take some action. I worked with a woman recently, and she had a lot of serious things, a death of a spouse, and just a lot of things that went on. And she's built up a lot of debt, and, to a point where, she probably is not going to be able to do it with the salary that she has. So sometimes we've got to take extreme things. We rip off the Band-Aid, but if it gets you back on track that much sooner and makes you feel good, and again, that's not the most optimal thing, but sometimes it's the only thing. And why be stressed and unhappy? That's not a way to live either. But you can also review your credit score. Go to www.annualcreditreport.com. Not that free credit report, because it's not free. www.annualcreditreport, and do a check-in. See where your what your credit looks like. If there's things on there that shouldn't be on there, imagine technology has mistakes and errors. It happens. Names could be wrong. Addresses you never lived at. Make sure you look at all of that and correct anything, because if you're looking to buy that home or looking to buy a car or whatever the case may be, it'll be a time when you don't want to have to fix that. You want to really do the purchase that you want to make. So, but check your credit reports, and consider a strategy like debt consolidation to simplify payments and reduce interest. So there are ways. Sometimes we feel it's hopeless and helpless. There's nothing I can do, but there is. And sometimes we're in our own head and we don't know the things to do, but that's why meet with someone like myself or any financial advisor to help you work through those things to get you back on track. You don't have to be stressed about money. It's just sometimes looking at it a different way. Just a very quick story. So I was getting my eyebrows waxed. too much information, right? But the woman did it very differently than any other time that I've ever went. And I was kind of like, when you're like, you want to correct the person, but I'm like, I'm just going to chill. I'm going to lay here, and I'm going to just let the process work its way out. And you know what? It came out just as good, if not better, than all the other times that I had it. She just happened to do things in a different way that I never thought of, and apparently all the other people that I went to. So the bottom line is that a financial advisor can do that. You're too close to this situation. If you have somebody looking from the outside, we can help you get there that much quicker. Number 6, maximize retirement and investment contributions. So if you are contributing to a 401k, it's time to check in and add more money to that, or open up a Roth IRA. I just had a client come in about a week ago to open up a Roth IRA. an IRA, because she wanted to save on her taxes. But Roth IRAs I love too. But see which one's best for you. We had that conversation, she and I, and we've determined what would be the best thing for her right now, which may not be in a year or so. Number 7, plan for the rest of the year. Think ahead. Are there major expenses on the horizon, like back to school supplies, holiday travel, or insurance renewals? Creating a forecast now can help you deal with the stress that's going to come in later. So, again, this kind of goes with that cash reserve. Start putting money away for it. I have some clients that actually put money away monthly for a house fund. Oh my God, the boiler went down, or I just want to buy flowers for my house and I don't have the money. So if you save for those stuff, it's not as cumbersome. Last, and I'm running out of time, but check your beneficiaries and TOD documents. We're dealing with 2 cases right now that, the documents that were in the computer and we were able to pull the actual application, but on the computer, they were not right. Just got it corrected. That the percentages weren't there. The percentages for 2 out of the 3 people were there. So if this person and this woman happens to be 90. So, God willing, she lives many, many years, but she did go to the hospital. So we went and checked, and thank God we checked this stuff before it happened. But you need to check your stuff. And if you need help or want to know how to do that, or just, take a look and do a review, call our office. That's something we can help you do. So it's mid-year where we can, make the 2025 great again, because we still have time. We have 6 months to really make a go of it. So I want to thank you all for tuning in today. Hope you have a safe and enjoyable 4th of July weekend. Remember, we have freedom thanks to the Founding Fathers and the Declaration of Independence. We could be under the reign of a king and Great Britain, but we're not. We have to appreciate the great country that we live in, and if you don't like it, no one's telling you that you have to stay. Remember to do better and be better. Take care for now, and I look forward to being with you again next Friday.
Advisory services offered through Blackridge Asset Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Securities are offered through Peak Brokerage Services, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC. Blackridge Asset Management and Diversified Financial Solutions are separate and independent entities from Peak Brokerage Services.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.